Come on, computer work. Hello. I decided to be festive and wear a little Santa hat today. Hello, hello, hello. It's a nice, cool, lovely, cool day for you, Julie. It's a very cool day here for us. If I remember correctly, it was supposed to be like 25 degrees. I think it got down to 16 degrees Fahrenheit last night. Right now it says it's 48 degrees, so that's good. You're nearly finished setting up your creative space. Awesome. Hey there, Jennifer. Glad you're here as well. Let me see. Let me tell you something good. Oh, I got to spend some time Saturday with a friend of mine. It's kind of funny. I met the husband first, and we would hang out together at Toastmasters events and do things. And his wife was always busy and unable to attend the events. So I didn't get to meet her until I had known him 4 or 5 years. It was a long time because it seemed like their daughter had started in cheer, and then all through her high school years up to her freshman year of college, she was in cheer. And so her mom was always taking her everywhere. So I didn't get to meet her for the longest time. So once I finally met her, she and I became friends. So I'm still friends with the husband, and I'm also friends with the wife. It's just kind of funny. So they came over and had dinner, and we played cards and laughed and talked, and it was a nice visit. Oh, the air conditioning is fixed. Oh, but they don't have coolant. Oh. So I thought, good news about Robin. She has been doing trials of getting off of the vent and using what they call as a flow by. It's a little bit different, but it still has to do with the tracheotomy. The vent actually attaches and it pushes air and pulls air. They can change the settings a little bit to where it's passive. The air is there, but she has to breathe it in, and of course she has to exhale to get the CO2 out of her body. So they just recently switched her over to what is the passive thing. So this unit does not push or pull air. It just lightly blows air at her, and she has to breathe it in, and it's portable. So she was on that for several hours yesterday, and when I went this morning, she was back on the vent, but they had plans today to do another trial with the other. So that's good news, but she's just got to take time to get there. We're still trying to figure out something with her belly, and they're not sure if her bowels just aren't happy at the moment, but she got really, really sick, and so they had to change how they feed her. So now they're doing it through an IV line. So yeah, so it's she gets better on one thing, and then something else, kind of makes a ugly noise for a little bit, and then she's like trying to fix that one. It's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, those breathing exercises, muscles, you have to breathe in and out. And something I will suggest now is, number one, quit smoking if you're smoking. That's going to be my big avocation for the 2026. Is if you haven't already stopped, do so now. But do some breathing exercises. Practice breathing, getting that deep breath in, getting that deep breath out, because what happens is some people take really shallow breaths, and because they're taking shallow breaths and they're not pushing out more air, the CO2 is stuck in their body and it builds up. So something for y'all to consider. So I have a bunch of gel prints that I've made over the past few weeks that I have set out here. And then I have a couple ideas, so I want some input. Here's your opportunity. I have these 2 planners for 2026 that were given to me. I haven't even fully opened this one. there's a flat pen that's taped to it. So I was thinking I could make a simple cover for each of these. You have the whole planner inside. Maybe add a couple of pieces of paper in there, but not a lot because it just makes it too bulky. Something that I learned when I made a planner just a while back. And another project I could do is I have a paper sack here. We could work on making pages. For example, this was all made with some gel prints and some coffee dyed paper. A lot of this was just scraps, and there's pockets in here. We could make a paper bag journal. Here are some other pieces that I've made or started. I say I started these. So these are a mix of some gel prints and some magazine, or what is that? A flower magazine that sales catalog. Couldn't get the words out. Sales catalog. A flower sales catalog where you can buy seeds or you can buy bulbs and have those sent to you. So that is something where we could use, because some of these colors kind of match what I had started in this little pile here. These were just some scraps of paper that I have set aside to do pages like this. So do you want me to make little pages like this, start a journal, or make covers? And while y'all are contemplating that for a moment, I'm going to set this aside. Here's the autumn journal that I made a while back, and it used a lot of gel prints. Like this is a gel print, and I believe there's a couple more that I remember using. I know I did. That's a, what do you call that? That's a marble paper, but there's a gel print there. These are gel prints that I used. So there's different ways. This is a gel print. To use those gel prints, this was where I rolled off the paint off my brayer. You know, you don't have to do a full page. Like this is a full page of a gel print. You can make little elements if you want. Like this is a gel print behind here to decorate the page. And then when we flip through this, that's another gel print there. That's a gel print here. Oh, I didn't show you my nails. They're green with silver snowflakes and some iridescent glitter, so they're shiny and sparkly. Here's another part of a gel print in the background here. And this is another gel print, these pieces here in the background. So there's lots of ways to use gel prints, and I'll just kind of go through some ideas today. All right, I think what I may do is make a cover for this. Love the sparkles. Thank you. Julie says, I have so many different journal sets I put together to make, some with lots of things added and some not very much things added. I need to make them to free up some space. Well, that's just it. You know, I have little elements that I have made, like that blue, you know, I had started. And, you know, it's... You make the things, and then I may set them aside, and I'm like, well, what do I do? I think I could probably get away with putting, I've got some washi tape. Maybe I'll put some washi tape on this to cover up that printing that's on one side. All right, so this came, I'm gonna cover this. This came in like a little sleeve, and I don't think we need this sleeve. I think what I will do is, let's make a pocket. I'll save this. We'll do something with that someday. Maybe make a pocket to go on the back here. Yeah, it's a very flat pen. It's a very, I don't even know if it writes. Maybe I should test it. You know, it's a brand new pen. Yeah, it writes. Okay. All right, so I think I'll make a pocket here. That way, if you want to set something in the back of it, you can. And then I think I'll grab, what do I have here? I've got some, what I call my undesirable paper. And let me see if I have, do I want to only use the new stuff? Or do I want to look to see? You know, I have this kind of a pocket. And that's kind of pretty on the back of that. All right, we're gonna see if that's something we want to do. And I have these that I made a while back, so I think I'm gonna see. Let's see. Okay, so if I open this up, so that will fit within here. So do I want to make it where it's just maybe 1/4 of an inch bigger, or do we want it more than that? I think we could get away with just 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to trim this piece and make it just slightly smaller, or excuse me, slightly bigger. Okay. And let's cut this side. Maybe just a little bit more. All right. I have a couple little scraps that it made, but I'll set those aside. All right, so we got this piece, and I think what I want to do, I'm going to test fit it, is this will fit over the planner, okay? And what we'll do is we'll cover this piece with some of our gel prints. How's that? Getting some coffee. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I have a chai tea here. I don't know if I want. I have a lot of just leftover bits and pieces. Like, I think we could mix this in with the gel prints. Like, here's a page that I just stamped over, so maybe we'll use some of that as well. And what else? I just saw this. Oh, it's ripped. But maybe that's something that we can add a little bit. I don't know. I may put it back in here. Sometimes, you know, you get inspired by the papers that you see, and you're like, well, can I use that? Maybe not. Maybe not this time. I've got some more gel prints. So I'm going to just pull a couple of these too, just for the fact that maybe there's something here. Oh, you know, I have all of these. I made these a while back. So I made one page, because if you notice it's the same print, and I colored it, and then I scanned it into my computer. And then on my computer, I went through and made some changes to the image. I think I'm going to pull that teal color one out. Although I kind of like that one too, but or is this one better? All right, I think I'm I've got a few things selected now. And then here I think is more closer to the original of one of these. So you can kind of see just changing the hue back and forth. All right, I think I have enough selected. Okay, so I think one of these gel prints that we made, you know, this one was multi-pieces already. I kind of like that. And I was trying to see if I see something else that just, it's just the perfect thing, you know? So this piece over here is going to have to be a fuller. Oh, but I do have, I hate to use that one though. Maybe this. So do we like these two? Or I could use this one and this one on the back. That might be what I should do. And we'll find a focal image to put on so it kind of covers this piece up. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I want this to be on the front. Do I want this way? Where? Yeah, I think what I want to do is kind of line this up here. And then we'll cut off down here and we'll fold this all over. And then this piece will butt up to this one. And we'll do the same thing where we cut off. I may overlap it just a little bit, but cut off a little bit. Okay, so I need to mark this right about here. Let's do it this way. That way I know where to go. Okay, so I need to go to here. Here. Okay. So I'm going to put glue down. And I'm going to glue this to the gel print. And kind of cover it. Wrap it around. And then we'll find something else to put on the inside. You like it? You like that idea? Okay, good. You're back. What kind of coffee did you get there, Julie? Is it just simple coffee, or do you make a latte, or are you getting tea? And when you say coffee, you meant tea. This is important information. We need to know. Today, I felt like I wanted something on the warmer side, so I decided to make a chai tea latte. All right, do I want to go that way or this way? I think I'm going to go this way. Okay. And I'm going to overlap it just a tiny, tiny bit here. Come over here. Before we do the inside, I want to look at what do I want to use as a closure. Do I want to put a piece of ribbon or fabric on the inside that wraps around to the back side and tie it in a bow or wrap it around? Okay. See, I already had one bowl builder out, and then I went and get another one. That's usually what happens. Simple coffee. They don't make your favorite coffee anymore? Aw, bummer. You know, we were talking just the other day about, you know, you find something that you really like, and then the company goes out of business. They don't make that particular product, whatever the reason is that you can't get. You know, I really wish I could get XYZ again. We were talking about, there's a frozen food company that we would order from called Schwann's here in Oklahoma, and we used to get their egg rolls and pot stickers because they really were tasty. And then they made a change, I guess trying to save money, I don't know, and they didn't quite taste the same. They made a change to both of the products that we like. It's like, really? Don't do that. So they made the change, and we tried them again, and we're like, no, we don't like it. And then before you know it, they were out of business. They just couldn't compete. What's funny is now, with everybody ordering for delivery, Schwann's had the perfect model. They just didn't quite make the mark, I guess, with their product line. And I could see where they could have done a little bit more, especially here in Oklahoma. Yeah, why do they do that? Don't change things. It's not always better for the so-called new and improved. So I don't want your new and improved. I want the same old standard. Okay, I'm just kind of folding those corners in, and I'll glue them. I'm trying to decide what do I want to do for a closure. I saw a piece of fabric here. Maybe that's what I'll do is I've got some fabric that I dyed, and then I have some printed fabric that I could use. So I'll get my little stash out and we can pick from that. Good donut shop brand coffee, but you don't drink it often. So you could probably do, yeah, don't fix what's not broken. You could get away with those little pods, so you don't have to buy, you know, a pound or half a pound of coffee grounds that do go stale. Those coffee pods seem to last a lot longer, in my opinion. They are more expensive, yes. They're not as cost effective, but if you're not a huge everyday, several cups a day coffee drinker, and you like variety, those little pods are kind of handy. Hey, Amanda, welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? So what is your go-to hot drink on a day that you just want to sip your favorite hot beverage and read a book or flip through a magazine, or maybe just sit and look outside and think about what's going on? I alternate. I like a chai latte. Sometimes I'll get the spiced chai latte, tea bag, chai tea bags, not chai latte, but chai tea bags. And then I add my own milk and a little bit of a flavored creamer to it. And occasionally I like a caramel latte. When we were on the last cruise, we fell in love with our little coffee shop that they have. And I would say, let's go get a latte, because it came in a little cup instead of, a coffee giant, as big as my head coffee mug, it comes in a little cup. So if you ordered a latte and you knew that you were going to go to another venue and you just wanted to sit and sip a little bit of coffee and then travel to your next event, where that cup was small enough that it wasn't too hot, that you could pretty much sit there and sip it pretty quick if you wanted, or if you wanted to just sit and enjoy because there was live music or this ocean, we would just sit there and watch out the window, Ginger peach green tea or apple cider. I have some ginger peach tea up in my cabinet. I also like the cinnamon. I don't think it's called cinnamon apple. I think it's just called cinnamon. It's pretty good. Hot chocolate mix you love. Ooh. You have a weak spot for caramel brulee latte. Oh, yeah. That would be good, but yummy. Let's look in here. Let's see what we've got. I don't think that goes with what we're doing. There's a piece of denim. I'm trying to look to see if there's just something right here that we should use. I'm going to flip this over for a second. Because that's a classic. So this is kind of a darker blue that I dyed a while back. That might look good. And then I have this lighter blue. I think I'm kind of liking that bright blue. It kind of shows up a little better, so it'll make a nice little bow. All right, I picked a fabric. I'm just trying to put my little pieces back. This was, I know I've shared this before. These little containers was from a year that we made a bunch of almond bark and peppermint sticks. Y'all like peppermint sticks and almond bark candy? And so Henry saved all of these because he thought I could use them. And I'm like, well, I don't know. What would I do with those? And I saved them for the longest time. And then one day I was sorting through my little strips of fabric that I have torn. And I was like, I need a way. And it works for now. I need to get some kind of a enclosed container to set those in, because that bag gets kind of tore up a little bit. All right, so we have a pretty good length here. I think I'll go ahead and leave it at the full length. If we need to trim it later, we can. Yeah, I know it's wasteful, but that way I know I have plenty. So I'm going to take this. I got two pieces. And first, I want to fold this a little bit. Okay. And let's find the center, which should be 1, 2, 3 right here. I'm going to get a pencil just to help me. All right, so we're going to do right there. And I'm going to come down this way and do the same. So I just kind of made a couple of marks because that's where I'm going to attach the fabric. And I will use the beacon glue as I'm going over a painted piece of paper. Phone call with hubby. The almond bark, Julie, is what came in those trays. Almond bark. There were little cubes, and then you're supposed to heat those cubes up, and it becomes liquid. So you could dip pretzels in it. You can pour it out and make some what they call almond bark, which has and peppermint. So you crush up some peppermint sticks. There's a lot of different things. Okay, I like that one. So we're going to go over here and do the same thing. Hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate too sometimes. I go through stages. If I buy it, I think it has to be Swiss Miss, or unless I'm really fortunate to get some Godiva chocolate mix, because that stuff's pretty good too. Kind of depends on how much money you want to spend. So do you make yours from scratch where you buy cocoa powder and add your seasonings that you like and flavor? And all right, so I got that part done, and we're going to put this inside, but I think I want to go ahead and cover inside here. And I know this is way too big, but maybe what we'll do is come around. No, I think we'll end up tying it and trimming off the excess, because that's a little much, but okay. So what do we want on the inside? It's bigger than 8.5 by 11. So if we were to put this piece, I could, in theory, center that and put that on the inside. And I'm kind of thinking that's what I'm going to do, because it's fun. I like it that it's fun. I think that's what I'm going to do. And we can find some paper, since the 8.5 by 11 just so happens to fit. Maybe I'll grab a couple of my dyed paper or coffee dyed paper and just add a couple of pages. Then maybe add a pocket to the cover and embellish the front. All right, so let's kind of get this centered. Little fabric in the way there. Okay, I think I like that. And then what we can do is make some pockets out of the gel prints and put them on top. All right, so what can we use for the pocket? I could, in theory, make one out of that and one out of that. There's one idea. I'm going to flip through the mess that is my gel prints. I have this one. I think I might use that. Because I can make one that goes all the way across, and it's got a subtle pattern on it. I just need to back it onto something else. So let's grab a couple of book pages. I just grabbed a few. Let's see if this is big enough. It may not be. But I think what I want to do is, would that be enough? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 5.5. Okay. So I'm going to fold this. I'm thickening it up because this was on copy paper and I want it just to be a little bit sturdier. Okay. And then smooth that out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and cut a strip and then cut it to be a little bit smaller so that I can make some narrower pockets. So we got 3, that's 3.25. I think we could get away with 3-inch deep pockets. I think that'll work. Okay, so we have this piece still. And I want to trim these down to 5 inches. I may have to do this again. Let me see. 5 inches. I probably should have done this twice. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to make gussets for the sides, and I think I do. So I'm going to fold another piece, and then I'll cut both of those. Because then I'll have space around the edges. You know, sometimes you have to figure, which way do I want to do this? You like the papers, man? Oh, you make it from scratch once a year? Nice. The other day I was thinking, oh, I could get out some of my old recipe books and make some junk that I don't need to eat. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's what we'll do. Christmas Day, Henry and I are going to be by ourselves. His parents were going to go over there on Christmas Eve, so we can do whatever we want on Christmas Day. So we've been thinking about, I guess I should just glue this down, staying home, and I don't know, we may just cook or something, watch TV, watch movies, read our books. We've been trying to read more instead of doom scrolling on the internet. I try to do more reading, and I'm reading all kinds of stuff. A lot of it was books that I downloaded a long time ago, back in 2012. And I just recently joined the Kindle Unlimited, and they had 2 months that were like a penny, and then, or something, I don't remember, it was $2.99 for 3 months, something like that. And then it's the regular price afterwards. So I don't know if I want to renew it or not when it comes time. But I'm trying it out for now. I mean, if you read a lot, $12 a month isn't that much, because of, if you read any books that are popular, that's how much a title would cost of a new book online or paperback. I don't know. Something I've been doing. You don't use planners? Jennifer loves planners. Well, guess what, Jennifer? I may have a planner for you. You thought about using. So how do you keep track of your appointments, Julie? How do you keep track of your appointments? Do you just put them on your phone calendar? Do you use a paper, like a wall hanging calendar? Oh, thank you, Smoking Truck. Thank you, Anthony, so much for your donation. You are a sweetheart. Thank you, sir. I hope you are well. And I guess we're 10 days out, so Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You make me smile. You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to cut the corners. And it's not that I'm trying to make it cheap. I'm removing the corners. We're not a corner cutter here. Okay, get rid of the scrappy scraps. And I lost. So I'm going to fold this again. Writing on a wall calendar seems to work better for you. Okay. And that's fine if that works for you. What I can't remember if it was somebody, was it? Oh, my mother-in-law, they write on a wall calendar, but I knew of other people that they positioned their wall calendar so they could take it down, and every day in the little square, they would write something about the day. If they had an appointment, of course, the appointment is there, but, you know, they would say, even when they went grocery shopping, or it snowed today, or it was 100 degrees today, whatever the instance may be. It was kind of neat to go back to look at their calendar. Oh, you threw out a current one? Oh, bummer. My mother-in-law keeps getting these planners in the mail. My mother-in-law and Henry's aunt keeps getting these things in the mail, so they pass them along to me. Occasionally I get wall calendars too. You've seen how I've used those, where I've took it apart and just made a journal out of it. Okay, so now we've got pockets made out of gel prints for the inside. All right, let's glue those down. I'm trying to throw away some things. I'm going through. Oh, there's so much stuff. Oh, something I did today. I have a die cutting machine. It's a Gemini that I got several years ago, and I noticed that my cutting plate was really warped. It was really, really warped, and I wanted to use it, and I did, and it didn't cut very well. So I looked real fast on the internet, and I learned that if you put your cutting plate in a pan and pour hot water and then put another pan on top of it, can you see how that's pretty straight now? And leave it in that hot water for a few minutes and it'll straighten out your plate. So if you have a die cutting machine and your plate gets warped, to get a little more life out of it, you can heat it with hot water. What I did was I put a tea kettle on, and I got out a metal pan, a baking sheet that was deep, and then I put the water in the baking sheet, laid down the plate, and then I had a smaller baking sheet that I put on top, and a couple of gallons of milk, or water, I mean, not milk, a couple of gallons of water. I set on top of the pan and then just let it set for a little while. And it made it not so warped. Okay, I like that. All right, so let's grab a couple of pieces of paper. So I've got some coffee dyed. And this is just kind of a pearlescent paper. Why not? We'll do. Let me see if I've got any blues. Sometimes I have stenciled papers that I have made a while back. These are all pink. Let's see if I can get down into... I guess I don't have any blues, but I have a pink. Okay, let's go with that. I may have just a regular blue copy paper. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's a blue. Let's do that. I've got a real pale blue. Then we'll have like 4 sheets here, maybe 5. Kind of something like that, maybe. I'm just using random papers. I should fold these individually, but, you know, efficiency. Okay, so we have this, which will go in here. And then this will go here. Do we want to permanently stitch it to the cover, or do we want to make it where it can be removed from the cover? That is the question. All right, so I think I want to use something like this either on the outside, maybe even, I kind of like that, on the front of there. And it still allows us to see that gel print, but it covers up where we didn't get a very good print. And I like the color scheme, because that's one of my watercolor paper backgrounds that I made. And there's a peacock there. I think this is the choice. I think this is the choice. All right, be careful on your drive home. Oh, I didn't put something back the way it belongs. Okay, plop it down. Chai tea latte. You try to rotate the plates. Yeah, see, I rotate my plates, and I rotate... That I've used for a really long time. And so I was like, you know, I need to do something with it. I have a generic plate in my Amazon cart. It says it's $25, and I haven't looked again to make sure that they weren't going to try to charge me an additional shipping, because sometimes those products, you know, even though if you have Prime, you're supposed to get free shipping with Prime, but it's not a Prime product, so you got to pay shipping on it on top of. And I'm like, I better check. All right, so try to get that somewhat in the center. There we go. Yeah, if somebody uses them all the time, they go through those cutting plates pretty quick. I always used, this time around with this particular brand of machine, I used the same plate for cutting and the same plate for the smooth side. So I didn't alternate it. With my Sizzix in the past, I alternated between the 2 different plates, and so then they end up both getting really warped and unusable. So I'm thinking about going back and looking through all of my Sizzix plates and doing the same technique where you boil some water and pour into a pan and then put your plate in there. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to untie this. I'm going to untie this. There it goes. It was catching. So, do I want to do anything to the pages or just leave them the way they are? I think I'm going to leave them the way they are and find the center. Should be here. I don't know if I want to go ahead and remove the staples. I guess I could. It kind of makes them redundant to be in there, doesn't it? I can punch holes around them. I'm just going to leave it in there. Yeah, so you put down a pan, pour hot water, put your plate in there, put something heavy on top of it. In my case, I took another pan and set it on top, and then I put some gallon of water on top of those, so it was weighted, and I let it sit for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I dumped off the water, and I flipped the plate over, and I did it again, and that's when it came out a lot smoother and flatter. Your friend has started buying cheap plates from Temu. Yeah, I can't bring myself to do it. Because the one time I do it, I get the wrong thing. It's like I was ordering these little clippies that I'm using right now. Well, I thought, oh, that's a pretty good deal. I can get a bunch of them. And when I got them, I'm like, well, no wonder I got so many of them. They were completely the wrong size. It's like, okie dokie did. Okay. I'm looking. I got that. I got that. I got that. So we're going to do, whoopsie, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, where's my scissors? And we have a little template. And we're going to thread our needle. Don't want to lose it. All right, I think I need to poke the hose. Poke the hose. All right, so we're going to go right through all the layers. How many of y'all listen to Christmas music for the holidays? Have you been listening since Thanksgiving? Did you just start listening? You're going to wait until the Christmas Eve or Christmas Day to listen? What do you prefer? You bought your current set of plates at Basket Market for $4. Well, you got a bargain, little lady. You got a bargain, that's for sure. Sometimes I get a pretty good deal on things. You know, I get lucky. I'll find something, I'm like, ooh, that's pretty good. Sometimes it's just a regular price. Maybe I found a coupon. I did go to Michael's, and when I go to see Robin, the hospital isn't very far from a Michael's store. And I had not been going. And the other day, Sunday, it was yesterday, I decided, you know what? I haven't been to Michael's in a long time, so I'm going to go. And I thought, well, if anything, I know I needed to buy some more Aleene's tacky glue because I use a lot of it. So I refill my little bottle with a big bottle. So I checked the Michael's app, and there was a 30% off, I think, one item. And I went and got the glue and started walking around and was looking at stuff. And I found some really pretty outdoor furniture that I'm going to use to cover. I have two outdoor ottomans, or two ottomans that I've made outdoor, and the fabric is really, really old. It's fallen apart and it's time, but I couldn't ever find a fabric in a reasonable price. I'll go get it and I'll show you what it looks like. And I found some at Michael's. You're not going to believe how much I got this for. I got all of this big old thing here. Can you see that? The pattern on there? Isn't that pretty? I got this for $3 a yard. It's outdoor fabric, and I think it's going to be perfect for covering my ottomans, and I probably will make some pillows. I may have enough to cover some old cushions that I have. So I was like, yes, score. I'll have to go out and grab the old cushions and measure them. Okay, so we have the front, and then we have these pages. We have here, somewhere we have a pen. There it is. And we were going to cover up this with another pocket. Now I had said maybe one of these. I could do a shorter pocket. I've got some pre-made. I don't know if there's one in here that will fit. You know, that bloom might, I don't know. We could do that bloom on the bottom there. Could put that journal card in there. That's gel prints, and that one's a gel print, and that's a mop-up paper. It looks like I have more journal cards than I do pockets, and maybe that's what I should do, is just make a bunch of pockets. Now I can try to pair them up with the journal cards I have, or just make some random pockets. Like I have these. Oh, this one might work. How about that? And then that gives a place for a journal card there on that page. Okay, put these back. Put these back. You like it? You been listening to Christmas music since Thanksgiving? Yeah? Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this. Let's put this right here. Okay. And I think I'm just going to leave the pockets empty. Although I did pull out one card, didn't I? I put it in here. I could put it here. So when you open the journal, you see it. I don't think we need anything decorative on those portions, but I am going to go ahead and make a little sign piece that kind of shows who made this journal. I'm trying to find something that'll work in my scraps that I have laying here. I always seem to have something, except for today. Oh wait, here's a piece of blue. That might work. And we've got this journal made by. Maybe I didn't make the whole journal, but I made the cover, right? All right, you cooperate with me. All right, let's stamp that. And let's put this up. I didn't do any distressing, but I will now. I'm going to distress this a little bit. Okay. Put that away. I need a pen. Here it is. And we're going to go December 15th, 2025. Put that back up here. I'm just going to put it in the corner. You were so stressed when you moved, you gave away all your beautiful fabric and kept the plain, boring ones? Well, that's just weird. That's just weird. Well, I think I'm going to like that fabric for covering some of the outdoor furniture. All right, so we have a little pen, and I happen to have some washi tape here. I think I am going to put a little bit of the speaking glue on the pen. So that I know that washi tape will stick pretty good. All right, so we're going to go. I'm going to do a couple of layers. Get glue on me. All right, we're going to go around. Well, it's not perfect, but I don't know. I think it'll work because it's more personalized now. All right, and I got to clean off the glue that got on it. That's what happens, right? Yeah, this will be, I mean, this is a quick little idea. You could do this as a gift. If you know somebody that does use a planner, go to your local Dollar Tree, whatever, and pick up a planner and just make a cute cover for it. And this is just a pen, so I'm just going to stick it inside this pocket here. I could make a specialty pocket on there. But, you know, just grabbing a few pieces of paper so they have some areas to write notes. Put the pre-made planner in. Add some pockets to the cover so they can add things. Another thing you could do is use a couple of envelopes in here so they could put stuff in the envelopes. And then I'm just going to tie this shut. And I'll have to clean off the threads that have shredded loose here. And I save these little pieces occasionally. I'll do some stuff with them, but I have a little drawer that I stick them in. All right, so we're going to make a nice pretty bow. And again, I could have probably have cut this shorter before I cut it in half, but I'm okay with it. We'll take a little bit of the length off. Maybe right about here. There we go. We got a little couple of pieces left over that we can use somewhere else. Okay, so I made a cover for a little planner. And it doesn't say that it's a planner. I don't know that it needs to, but there you go. All right. Do I want to do that again? This one's bigger. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's go ahead and look at maybe making some pages to go in here. If I remember correctly, ruler. So that is 8.5. And this is roughly 8.5. Is this actually bigger? Okay, it looks like I cut it down to be 8.25 tall. So that could be a page in here. So 8.25 tall. I'm going to grab, I know I have some copy paper. I may have used all of, oh, here we go. Well, that's not copy paper. Here's one. These are book pages. All right, so I've got a piece of copy paper, and I think what I want to do is use some of these scraps. Ooh, that would be a pretty... I could do that across the top. I could make it a pocket, and it would go over both sides. I think I like that idea. So if I take another piece of paper behind this piece, and that could be a pocket all the way across, and I just need to put something up at the top. Now I could do, like, this is a watercolor paper that I made a while back. Basically, I took a book page and painted it white, and then I started spritzing Tattered Angels all over it and just kind of mushing it around, and then I let it dry, and I scanned it into my computer, and now I have these really fun papers that I've made. Okay, so I'm thinking I could do something that I've done before, which is fold this over, and you kind of get a cool look on the other side. So I want to do this first. I want to make sure that I glue this down, and then I'll fold it over to the back side. And then I'll find something to put in the gap on the other side of the paper. Okay. Just kind of tapping it into the edge of the glue there. And then I'll line it up. Making sure it's lined up on the... Hercules, I'm in here, buddy. Why are you crying? I gotta go get Hercules. He's having a fit. Hang on. Hercules, why are you crying? Alexa, turn on kitchen. What are you doing? Why are you crying? I guess someone wants some attention and possibly wants some food. Is that it, buddy? Hi. Hi, old man. Hello. Hi. He was just crying like he lost me. Like, I'm right here. All right, so now I'm going to flip this over. I may not have got it perfectly straight, but that's okay. Okay, and then we need something that's going to go in the middle there. And I think I saw... Well, I do have that. That's kind of wild. That may not be big enough. Oh yeah, that's not big enough. Not big enough. But this one is, I guess. I mean, if we're trying to use up what we already have, why not? I'm trying to see if there's something else that just kind of pops out. And I think, oh, that's the thing. I don't know if this will reach. It's too short. Is this one too short? This one's also too short. So, what about this one? I think that would work in the middle there. Aw, thank you so much. Okay, so I think what I need to do is mark, because I want it to come past just a little bit here and down here. So I'm going to cut it and paste it in. This is just another where I rolled off my brayer, so it just kind of makes these random patterns. And I think it kind of goes with what we've got going on up here. I could turn it, but I think... Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's have it both directions. Okay. So, I don't want this on there yet because I have to give it a little bit more protection on the back. Making journal pages out of gel prints. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of go just slightly under. Smooth that out. Okay, then I'll glue this piece down. Okay. Oop. Cooperate. All right, clean up my glue mess. All right, so this piece of paper didn't quite go all the way to the edge, so I'm going to grab my Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxide and a little blending brush, and just going to go over that edge. Now it looks like I did it on purpose, made it match. Put it away, put it away. Okay, so now we have this side and this side. So now I need to take another piece of paper behind here, and let's see if this is the right width. That'll work. This is kind of thin, but this is a little bit thicker gel print. I guess what I need to do is just glue it on top. Yeah, that's better than nothing. So I'm just going to glue it together. If I slide it down just a smidge, I could fold over part of it. I think that's what I'll do, is leave a little bit of a gap. And then what I can do is fold this edge over to the inside, and that'll give it a little more strength. I'm going to go ahead and cut off excess here. There's a little image on there. It's a guy playing an accordion. I guess we should have made a bookmark or put a bookmark in the planner, huh? Maybe I'll go back and look for a tag or something that could be used as a bookmark. Oh, so I'm just going to glue this piece down. And do the same on this side. So another way to use up those random book pages of the books that you've gutted because you like the cover. How many of you have done that? You've tore apart a book because you really liked the cover and you wanted to turn it into a journal. I think I've only done that once. I think all the others, I was actually harvesting the book pages. I wasn't necessarily interested in the cover as it was, but later I've used the cover for something. That makes sense. Okay, so this one is a gel print. This was a copy paper. So when I glue, I need to use the right kind of glue. So I'm just kind of pushing this all the way up. And I'm going to use a little bit of the beacon glue over here on the edge. Which will help it stick. And I don't have to use it all over because I'm going to use the Aleene's tacky glue the rest of the way. There. I don't glue the bottoms. I don't know that it's necessary. I am kind of squeezing to make sure I get the glue out to the edge just a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Cut it apart for the cover. Okay. I think I will put a little bit of Distress ink on the edges. Which will kind of just blend those edges in. I was asking if y'all listen to Christmas music. I decided today in my earbuds to turn on Traditional Holiday. I think it's what it's called. It's part of the Sirius XM. I have a subscription because many years ago we discovered that we liked the satellite radio and it was available in our automobile. So we used to play that in our cars. Okay, I like the way that's looking. I should have put some distress inks on there, but I think it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and fold this. I'm just trying to smooth this out. So this page will be shorter than the other page. I thought that'd be okay to kind of alternate the pages. I did forget to trim the top. I was going to do that and I forgot. I should have cut that piece of paper first. So, I guess I can cut it off. It won't hurt anything. Let's just go ahead and do that. I'll cut it about 1/4 of an inch off. The person that lives in the apartment above you must do exercise a few times a day. Thump, 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 thump. Sounds like running. Well, that's just what we could hope it is, Julie. That's what you hope it is, Julie. There could be other activities that have that noise. Just saying. Okay. Alright, since I cut that top edge off, I'm going to go ahead and add some distress inks to it. Hercules is going to whine again. I think he expects to eat earlier. Even though he didn't eat breakfast till really late. I didn't feed him again today. Normally I kind of sneak him another meal, but I didn't do that today. So he's going to collar. So I'll tell you what, let's finish this page, adding something to it. Maybe some journal cards in the pockets and decorate it a little bit. So let's grab. I know I already have a few journal cards, so I'm going to look really quickly. Oh, we have these little tall ones. Maybe one of those could be the bookmark in my planner. I think this one could be because it's taller. What do I do with it? Oh, I think it kind of goes. So I'm just going to stick it into the... Oh, yeah, that'll work because then it'll just kind of stick out just a little bit. So if you're using it as a planner, you can flip to it. All right, so this one can go here. That fits. What else do I have in here? Well, these are just calico collage image, but I think they're too big for my pocket. Yeah, they're too big, but they might fit. Did I make a bigger pocket over here? Yes. It'll go there. That'll work. Kind of works out, you know, when you can come up with a different place for something. I'm looking. This one kind of looks different to go in there. All right, well, that's a few different cards. Let's see what's in this other container. That's a pocket. That might go in there. I'll just set it over there for now. I think that's too big again. Too big! Here's just a little coffee-dyed printed image. I believe that my friend Beverly made those a while back and gave them to me. These are all pockets. That's a pocket. That's too big. Oh, that one might fit on the other side. I'm just kind of thumbing through a bunch of the... See, that one's too big, I think. Oh, it might go on the other side. All right, so if I put this here... Oh, that kind of matches the background. So maybe what I should do is swap it and put this one over here. And then on this side, I have this one. I also have this one. What are these? These are little page things. That's another pocket. That kind of be pretty right there in the middle. Okay. Now, do I put something like this? I think not. I think I'll go with this one here. And maybe the shorter card. They're thicker. All right, let's put that down. Ready-made beauty. Yep, yep. I don't know. It's just some things you can kind of put together and then set aside. You don't necessarily have to have a plan. I think what I want to do is a whole session of making pockets, because it seems I have a bunch of journal cards, but I didn't see a lot of pocket options. I mean, here's one that I made a while back, and here's another. And this is using the mop-up area on my gel plate to make those. I think I can also put, I think this will be a pretty pocket to put here, to put a little journal card in, sticking out the top of that. I saw a paper clip here a minute ago. Here's one. Put that there, and then make a little journal card that fits in it. And then I just need some journal cards to go in these. And then there's a big pocket back here, so maybe another one of the larger cards can go in that. I like it. I'm going to put those over there. I'm going to see how I can use these on a page next time. And we need a little something over here. I've got little labels. What else we have? We have words. And we have some stamped images. I'm looking to see. There's some flowers. I didn't use a lot of calico collage images today. I kind of like this image. I don't know. That would be a pretty little image to do something with. I think I'm going to do something with that. All he wants for Christmas is his 2 front teeth. I was looking for those the other day and I could not find them because they weren't in the right place. Get in the right place. I had to use something else. It worked out better, but... Oh, Hercules! I'll be there in a minute. Just hang on, buddy. Hang on. I know you're hungry. They're starving to death. Poor dog. Oh, what is this? Oh, well, that's a card that I started a long time ago. It's starting to come apart because I didn't glue it very well. What else is in here? I think I want to do something like this. Just a little something different. Belly bands, etc. Yeah, all the things. Just kind of sit down and make a stack. I know, Hercules. I'm hurrying. He says, I want something to eat, Mama. You're making me wait. That's just rude. I don't know, maybe a blue little label. Like that. Alright, let's glue that down. I might have a little butterfly. Ooh, look at this one. That we could put over that. Let's add some distress links here. Alright. Oh, it fell on the floor. Let's glue this down. I know he's so dramatic. He's like, oh, no one loves me. Oh, he started doing this more often in the afternoons. So I'm guessing he has now thought that we should be trained to give him exactly what he wants. Oh, you know what I didn't get out? Let's do, I have a little bit of this blue. So if we were to put that down, yeah, let's do that. So dramatic. We're so mean to the Hercules. He's getting old. He'll be 16, let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January. So February he'll be 16 and a half. Oh, just kind of putting it at a diagonal. I kind of like that. Oh, this is an altered paper clip pen holder. So you can put it over the edge of a page. I may put it on this journal if I can get it to operate. I may have to see if I can get between the papers. That's the only bad thing about making these. If you didn't make it one side bigger than the other, they're hard to find where the opening is. Okay, so let's put something over here. I have this big butterfly. This one has a lot more glitter on it. I'm going to do the butterfly by itself. Just a simple butterfly. Okay, let's glue that one down. Yeah, they're drama queens. The Chinese cresteds can be drama queens too. They can be. Just give them an opportunity. Okay. I know I didn't put anything on this side. It's getting really thick. All right, let's find one more thing to put on here. Since we've done something different on all the sides. Well, I do have this purple flower, which kind of goes with those. So let's do that. I think I need to add some distress inks to it first. All right, well then, I'm going to show the little journal cover, or the planner cover that I made. And of course, we just finished this little page. That'll go in a paper bag journal that I think I want to make. I could probably put a sentiment with it, huh? How about love yourself? That'll be a good one. Okay, put that back in here. Those can go in. I bought some more of these little envelopes. I really like them because it makes it easy to see what you have. Maybe like that. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. Put them together and they can whine in unison. Yes. Somebody was posting on the internet and said, my wife said that we need to get another Yorkie to go with our first Yorkie. And someone in the comments said, well, one Yorkie is really only half a dog. So if you get two Yorkies, you're actually getting one dog. And because you've only got one Yorkie, you need to get two more Yorkies. So you have a total of 4 Yorkies. Oh my gosh. That escalated quickly. Hercules is in there whining. Okay, Hercules, I'll feed you just a moment. Okay, so did y'all enter the raffle? Just a couple of you that are here. Jennifer did. Julie didn't. So I made this little journal page using some gel prints and some miscellaneous things that I already had. And then I made this little planner cover out of some undesirable paper and gel prints. I like the way this turned out. And there's a pocket here. Okay. And then the inside, I made a little pocket. And we have a flat pin that came with the planner. So I just stuck it in there. And then here's our bookmark that you can put in here. So you'll be able to mark your spot. There's a pocket here. There's a pocket there. Just a fun little thing. All right, let's pick a winner. All right, Julie, you won. We'll get you some more junk bucks. I know I'm getting off here early, but Hercules is throwing a fit. He doesn't have much longer to be with us. I think I will leave this out to make some journal cards. We'll continue next week. I'll do some more of these making elements. Probably will kind of work on putting this together as a journal. I think it'll be fun with all the different colors. Maybe we'll do one more, maybe 2 more of the collaged gel print papers and then cover the outside and inside of this paper bag. I think that'll be a fun journal to make. You're very welcome. You got to start getting good. You need to go anyway. Well, see, it all worked out. It all worked out. It all worked out. All right, there you are. Edit. We're going to give you 200, so that would make that 1. Okay. Well, thank y'all for being here today. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. I know it was a short session, but that's okay. It's been a busy week for me. I hope that you're finding time to do something creative, do something for yourself. And that's kind of what this was today, was, you know, do something that I enjoy, and playing around with my supplies and being able to share with y'all kind of what I enjoy. So I'm glad that I got to be hanging out with y'all today. Be kind out there. You never know what someone's going through, and just a little random act of kindness could completely make their day. Hercules came in here to find me. You came in here to find me, didn't you, buddy? I know, okay. Hey, Connie, I'm sorry, I'm leaving now. I gotta feed the Hercules. He has special food that I have to chop up for him so he can eat it. Yes, I know. I love you too, buddy. Well, you can catch up with it, okay? All right, y'all have an amazing day. Do something creative. Do something kind for others out there. Know that I love each and every one of you. I'm so thankful to have you as part of my live stream, part of my YouTube community, as well as just my crafting community. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing week. Happy early Merry Christmas. Bye, everybody. Bye.